Let's now go back to our earlier story where the minority in parliament are rubbishing Vice President Bawumia's statement that he has a new vision to transform the country. The Vice President, speaking at the filing of his nomination to contest the NPP flag bearership race, he claimed he has what it takes to develop the country if he becomes president. But addressing journalists in parliament, ranking member on the Finance Committee, Adongo, berated the vice president and accused him of the cause of Ghana's economic challenges, insisting Dr. Bawumia must not be allowed to become president. I've been joined by Parliamentary Affairs correspondent Kweku Asante for more. Kweku, first explain to me why the minority do not believe Dr. Bawumia if he says he has a new vision for Ghana.
So, Aisha, the minority starts by saying that Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia has been vice president for the last 6 years. Indeed, he has been the head of the economic management team, and that if he has any magic wand to turn around the tide, to shift the economy from its current position, then he must do so now. They go on to list what they call a litany of economic challenges, which they put the blame squarely at the desktop of the former of the vice president who is now seeking to lead the NPP into the next election. They say that the vice president is the reason why we are where we are, and that contrary to some of the comments that he had made in opposition about how he intended to move Ghana forward, he has not been able to achieve any of that. And that if he becomes president, the state of the economy would even fumble much more. And so, according to Adongo, who is now making a formal public outing as ranking member, because the ranking member had been Dr. Kiselatifos, who is now minority leader, he says the vice president and the finance minister have connived to create a certain crisis in the economy that would take and then the efficiency government.
All right, we are losing Kweku.
Has not done enough.
Right, Kweku, reposition yourself. We are having issues with your connectivity, but we can listen to Adongo as he makes those allegations, whilst Kweku positions himself well.
I'm wondering what vision he has, other than what he and his boss, Nanado, have contracted with the IMF for the good people of Ghana. What is Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia going to do that he couldn't do in this government? It is annoying to hear those who drove a car in perfect shape into a ditch now talking about vision. If you could see your way clear, you think you would drive the car into a ditch. Now talking about a vision for Ghana. If they had vision, Ghana wouldn't have sunk into this low in the first place. Before we go ahead to evaluate his vision over the past 6 years, let's remember that prior to 2017, Nanado had told Ghanaians that he was relying on the intellectual capacity of Dr. Bawumia to transform Ghana. If now the man is intellectually bankrupt, Akufo-Addo, come and tell us. Didn't Akufo-Addo say that? That he had the best economists in the world. The man who went to university and after his lecturers taught him, they all died and they didn't get to teach any of us again.
So, Kweku, the minority has also been commenting on the finance minister's updates on the IMF deal. What are the details?
The finance minister addressed a news conference in which he spoke about Ghana's IMF deal and how government has been able to secure a historic deal. According to the minority, there is nothing to be excited about in terms of government's deal with the IMF, and that government simply has mismanaged the economy. And despite their contrarian view that they were never going to go to the IMF, they actually went to the IMF and should not be celebrating about that. They say that there is much more to come. There's a lot more ways that Ghanaians must brace themselves for. And as Ken Ofori-Atta continues to remain at the helm of the economy, there will be so much bad things to happen to the economy. We are still imploring on the president to sack the vice president to give the economy some time to bounce back.
Kweku Asante is our parliamentary correspondent, and we'll be bringing you more from Parliament in our subsequent bulletins. Now,